talk a lot about the joys of parenting here on the show, but becoming a mom or dad can come with a really scary side too.
Studies show that the infant mortality rate for Black infants is 2 times higher than that for white infants.
That is staggering. Oh, God. And a film made right here in Pittsburgh called The Ebony Canal put a spotlight on this issue, along with mothers in our area, to share their stories with the hope of reducing health disparities.
Yeah, and a lot of people are taking notice as the film just received 3 Webby Awards. Joining us now is the film's director, Emmai Alaquiva, and 2 of the mothers featured in The Ebony Canal, Mariah and Larissa Lane. Welcome to you all. Thank you for being here. What an honor.
Truly.
It truly is. Emmai, tell us a little bit about the Ebony Canal and how this came about.
So it came about with the great folks at the Richard King Mellon Foundation providing, incredible funding for an issue that is really, really deeply rooted. It started out as a transactional project, but it turned transformative. When you find out that, Black mothers are 3 times more likely to die during childbirth, or infants 2.5 times more likely to die before their first birthday, you really want to do your part, especially as an artist. And as a filmmaker, this has been incredible to my life and the change that we need to make in infant health.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad this conversation is happening. And Mariah and Larissa, I would love to hear your individual stories and how you got involved. You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. So I'm not big on social media, so I actually didn't know Emmai was looking for pregnant women. And so my mom and stepmom reached out to him, and they're like, "Do you know Mariah's pregnant?" And I got a call from Emmai at like 10:30 at night, like, "Hey, I need you a part of this."
You know when you get that call.
And you say, okay.
And I'm like, absolutely. There was no way that I would turn down this opportunity, especially for an issue that is such a concern, and that needs awareness. So I was super excited, and I had a lovely young boy, a son named Saint, and he'll be 2 next week. And yeah, it was an amazing experience.
That's wonderful. And Larissa, tell us about your involvement in the project. You were one of the moms featured, and you had quite a difficult story to share.
Yeah, so I became a part of it. I work with Emmai very closely as his makeup artist, and I had went through losing my son, and he asked me to be a part of it, and he's the only person I could have worked with to share my story that I felt comfortable and safe enough to share it with. So absolutely, I wanted to be a part of this because I thought it was so important to highlight such a crisis that's happening.
Yeah, and I'm sure that this helped you with the healing process too, because this is something difficult to share and something that a lot of people go through, losing a child at such a late stage in pregnancy.
Yeah, so yeah, it was such a difficult thing, but for me, it was definitely a healing process, going through it, sharing my story, and constantly still sharing it is still healing for me. So I'm really grateful for it.
Absolutely. Grief is a weird way of making us kind of reflect and, get to digest with people who understand. It's incredible. And I love how the Ebony Canal does feature women who went through all different kind of stories when it comes to birth and motherhood, because it happens so differently for everyone.
Exactly.
Emmai, how huge is it to win 3 Webby Awards?
3.
To be told, you know what, this is incredible, not just by us.
Well, you know what? Part of the Webbies is a 5-word speech. You can only do 5 words. So our speech was together, let's save our babies.
Yes.
And to win 1 is incredible, but to win 3 and to have the most wins out of any film or video in this year's Webbies underscores how important this is, underscores how important advocacy is when you have, programs like Birth Fund or First Steps and Beyond here in Pittsburgh, or Mama Glow, or For Care for Moms. It really means a lot when we say together, let's save our babies. It's going to take all of us.
I love that.
Absolutely.
That's just hard to come up with a 5-word speech.
No, it is.
Couldn't imagine.
Yes,
No, yeah.
But you nailed it on the head.
Sure did.
Thank you all for being here and sharing your story. It's a wonderful documentary.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm so blessed to be in a city with you.
Me too. All right, there are a number of local organizations that are working to improve Black maternal and infant health. We will have a full list of their resources on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.